on the homestead.
This is the gentle chaos of a life lived well, the kind of noise that fills your heart more than it fills the house. Our grandson's laughter echoing down the hallway. We visit Pop while he does another bee rescue from a wall of a house.
Clarke Family Life. Clarke Family Life. Come and see the simple joys of you and me. From cooking, growing stories we share. A life full of love.
This hive is from a bee rescue Richard did 5 days ago. They were in a garden trellis that had vines all through it. It was quite difficult to get all the bees out, but Richard got them all out, and obviously the queen's there too, and they've just thrived. They're doing so well, and you'll see in a minute that as he rearranges all the frames, which he doesn't do straight away. When he gets the hive and rescues it, he gets them into the box, makes sure that they're all in there securely, that he has the queen, and then he waits a few days for them to settle in before he then goes and tidies up the hive, as there's often, branches and twigs, little pieces of things, and the bees definitely try to clean them out themselves, but sometimes they don't get it all out. So Richard will go through, look at all the frames, and then you'll see shortly that he finds a really big amount of honeycomb that they've already produced in 5 days. It was really exciting.
Flowers bloom and the world believes in the song of 1,000 bees. Little wings we
Richard's placing wax foundation strips into the frames. These wax frames give the bees a little guidance, a template to help them build straight, even comb in the right direction. By waiting a few days, we let them settle in first to calm down, find their queen, and start feeling at home.
Carrying pollen with tender care. Flowers bloom and the world believes.
The hive that Richard had rescued out of the wall earlier in the day, he waited until it was sunset and the bees had all gone to bed, and he went over and picked it up, taped up the front so that the bees couldn't get out, and brought it home and placed it into position, removed the tape from the front, and then waited until the next morning to see whether they've enjoyed their new home. And here they are the next morning, buzzing in and out happily with all this pollen on their legs. We're always so grateful when we do a hive rescue. It really helps out the homeowner, but we're really grateful to get an extra hive, and we just love having the bees in the garden. We spend a lot of time choosing plants in our garden that are bee friendly and that really give them lots of pollen.
I said, maybe one more garden, just a little row. He smiled and said,
I asked Richard to dig a new patch of ground for me for my sunflowers, and little did I know that he would bring the excavator down to do it. Definitely made it a lot quicker. He dug it over a couple of times, and then he left it for about 3 days so that the grass could dry out. After that, he went over it with the rotary hoe 3 days in a row, and the soil was really good. There was just a few little grass clumps that I had left that I had to take off the top, but other than that, it was ready to go.
the dirt flew high, the magpies sang, and I dreamed of blooms where the sunlight rang.
These are some of the heads of the sunflowers I had from last year that I'd saved and let dry out. I'd hung them up, and once they dried, I put them into this bucket. Here I am taking the seeds off, but I found it much easier to do it with gloves on, because when you first start, the tops of the sunflowers have spikes on them that go straight into your fingers. So I'm just really showing you here what it was like to get them out. It was pretty easy, but the first part of it was much easier with gloves on. I ended up collecting quite a few sunflowers. I have some specialty sunflowers that I've also collected this year, but I put them into seed trays and I'm going to get them up because they're a bit more expensive and I just want to make sure they actually germinate and grow. Now I'm just raking off the last of the garden bed with the grass that was dried out on the top. I'm spreading the seeds out evenly over the soil so that they have a really good coverage and come up really nicely. I still remember the joy the sunflowers brought last year, how their bright faces turned towards the sun each morning, and how people would slow down as they passed by just to smile. There's something special about growing flowers. They bring happiness to not just you, but to everyone who happens to see them. Once the sunflowers are scattered, I like to tuck them in with a fine layer of straw mulch. The straw protects the seeds from curious birds and also keeps it cool and moist. Sunflower seeds like to stay slightly damp while they're germinating, but not soggy. I water gently every day at first until they start to sprout, and then I cut it back to a deep soak a couple of times a week. I've also started my summer crop. I have a couple of cucumbers in here and some butternut pumpkin. We're also harvesting broad beans at the moment. We've got a great crop. There's lots of pods on, ready to be picked. And it was a bit of a delight to have some sweet peas that had self-sown and come up through the broad beans to add a splash of colour. Feeling quite accomplished today with the sunflowers in and mulched with them given a gentle water. I can look around and feel a sense of achievement with all that I've gotten done today. The snapdragons are looking amazing and they've grown so tall and got such beautiful blooms on them. The flower garden is just looking amazing this spring and I'm just so happy with it. It gives me such pleasure to look at it every day and come down and hand water and just look at what I've achieved. This borage is one of the bee-friendly plants that I've got in. It self-sows really easily, and to be honest, I was going to take it out to put my sunflowers in, as I had them all along the front fence last year. But the bees love these plants so much that I couldn't bring myself to bring them out. So now I've moved the sunflowers back and extended my flowers garden bed, which to me is a win-win really. I bought a really pretty fringed umbrella to sit in my area down in the garden where I like to sit and just look at everything that I've achieved. But the umbrella was a bit low and I asked Richard if he could get a piece of pipe and extend it for me. So here he is fixing it up for me, and it's just given me so much joy. When you work hard in the garden all day, it's so nice to have somewhere to sit and look at everything that you've done, watch everything grow, see the butterflies and bees buzzing around, the magpies chirping. Yeah, that'll be fine, thank you. No, that looks pretty good, I reckon.
Morning sun through the kitchen door, basket full from the garden floor. Tomatoes are red and beans still green.
I'm putting some daisies in along the path as it helps to reduce the weeds, and I want something that's really small and compact that I can easily cut back if it starts to overgrow the path. So I chose these Ergeron daisies, which grow really easily but look really pretty as a border edge. I've also gotten these new solar lights for my path just to make a bit of a feature of the yard and to light it up as we walk home in the evenings. Our garlic crop is still thriving. It's getting really big now, and we'll get to a point shortly where we'll pick it. Here's my umbrella area all back in place, and now all I need to do is go and get some portulacas that I'm going to put into that little pot on the table just to brighten the area up.
Hands in the soil, the seasons guide. Patience teaches, the earth provide. Every seed is a story begun. Every meal is a circle spun. Children laughing, candles glow.
We've dug up the area where we're going to grow our giant pumpkins and try to win the local show again. Last year my husband won first place at the show. If you've seen that video you'll know. And along the path beside the roses I'm also planting some lavender.
Gentle ways, sharing the harvest, love on our plates.
The roses that I put in earlier in the year have done well, except for this one plant which died, so I'm going to have to replace that. But lots of the others are getting ready to bloom. They've got some beautiful little buds on them, and I've planted the lavender because they're really friendly for bees, and I'd really like to promote them because the bees are right beside the path, not far at all. We can sit on the front veranda and drink our cup of tea watching the bees buzzing around. We've got 4 hive boxes now at the front, all from bee rescues that we've done over the last month. We've recently planted one of Richard's grafted lemon trees and a lime tree along the side fence near the beehives. Our days are simple, but they are full of family, of purpose, of quiet moments that mean everything. We spend our time growing things, caring for what we have, and finding beauty in the ordinary. Whether it's in the hum of bees, a new bloom in the garden, or a quiet cup of tea on the veranda. It's all part of the life we've built. It's made rich by the simple act of showing up for life each day together.